Hello and welcome, project managers. Today we're diving into a classic example of a waterfall project, the Global Connect Initiative. This case study will walk us through the rigid sequential phases of the waterfall model, highlighting its strengths and, more importantly, its challenges. Our goal is to understand why this model, despite its structured approach, isn't always the best fit for modern dynamic projects. The scenario: imagine a large multinational corporation called Omnicorp. Omnicorp has decided to build a new enterprise-wide human resources HR portal. The portal's primary function is to centralize employee data, manage performance reviews, and streamline benefits enrollment for its 50,000 employees across 10 countries. The project is initiated with a clear understanding. This is a high-stakes, mission-critical system where every requirement must be perfect from the start. Senior leadership has mandated a fixed 18-month timeline and a $5 million budget. Because the project involves sensitive employee data and complex regulatory compliance, the leadership team insists on a highly structured, sequential approach. The project manager, Sarah, is instructed to use the traditional waterfall methodology. The project's waterfall phases: Phase 1, requirements gathering, months 1 through 3. Sarah and her team begin by meticulously documenting every single requirement. They hold extensive workshops with HR managers, IT security, and legal departments from each of the 10 countries. The team produces a massive 500-page project requirements document that details everything from user interface mockups to data encryption standards. Key deliverable: the signed-off project requirements document. The waterfall in action. This stage is all about documentation and sign-off. The team can't move forward until every stakeholder has formally approved the requirements. The motto here is measure twice, cut once. The requirements are seen as fixed and unchangeable. Phase 2, design, months 4 to 6. With the requirements locked in, the architecture and design team gets to work. They design the system's architecture, database schema, and overall technical blueprint. They create detailed diagrams and specifications, essentially building a comprehensive plan for the entire system before a single line of code is written. Key deliverables: system architecture document, database schema, and detailed design specifications. The waterfall in action. There's no code being written yet. The focus is entirely on creating a perfect, well-documented plan. This is a characteristic of waterfall. Planning precedes all execution. Phase 3, implementation development, months 7 through 14. The development team takes the detailed design documents and starts coding. They work in a secluded environment, focusing on building the application exactly as it was designed. They don't have direct contact with the business stakeholders. Their primary input is the design documentation from Phase 2. The problem begins. About halfway through this phase, a major issue surfaces. A new data privacy regulation is introduced in one of the key countries. The development team has been building the system based on the old regulations. Since they can't go back and change the requirements without a formal process, they continue coding to the original plan, hoping to address the new regulation later. Phase 4, verification testing, months 15 to 17. After 8 months of development, the code is frozen and the quality assurance QA team takes over. They begin testing the system against the original 500-page requirements document. This is the first time the business stakeholders get to see a working version of the portal. The crisis escalates. The testing phase reveals a series of critical problems. The new privacy regulation, which was ignored during development, now requires a fundamental change to the system's data structure. Additionally, while the system meets the original requirements, the business needs have evolved. The HR team now wants a mobile-friendly interface, a feature that was never in the original requirements. The result: the system as built is not fit for purpose. It's technically complete, but it doesn't meet the current business needs. Phase 5, deployment and maintenance, month 18 onwards. The project is now in a state of crisis. The 18-month deadline is looming, and a significant portion of the system needs to be redesigned and recoded. The project team is forced into a long, expensive rework loop. The project is eventually launched, but it's 6 months late and $1.5 million over budget due to the extensive rework. Analysis and lessons learned. The Global Connect project is a textbook example of the strengths and weaknesses of the waterfall model. Strengths, in theory, high control. The structured, phase-by-phase approach provided a sense of control and predictability. Clear documentation. The project produced extensive documentation, which is useful for long-term maintenance. Easy to manage. For a project with very stable requirements and a predictable outcome, the waterfall model's simplicity can be an advantage. Weaknesses in practice. Inflexibility. The most significant flaw, the rigid sequential nature, made it impossible to adapt to a changing environment. The new regulations and evolving business needs crippled the project. Late discovery of defects. Problems like the new regulation issue weren't discovered until the testing phase, when they were expensive and difficult to fix. Lack of stakeholder involvement. Stakeholders were heavily involved at the start and the very end, but were absent during the long development phase. This lack of continuous feedback led to a product that didn't meet their evolving needs. So we conclude, the Global Connect project teaches us a vital lesson. The waterfall model is a high-risk strategy in an environment of uncertainty and change. For projects where requirements are unstable, technology is new, or customer feedback is crucial, a more iterative or agile approach would be far more suitable. While waterfall has its place in certain highly predictable industries, we must be aware of its limitations and choose our project management methodology with careful consideration.